We have the social media associate at the Pokemon Company International stating official social media accounts have been given authorization to use starter Pokemon, provided it was not capitalized or abbreviated as starters. Hold up! Hold up! What is this? They're not called starter Pokemon, they're called first partner Pokemon. So some kid at the European International Championships got it wrong. What's going on with the Pokemon Company? Nothing's consistent, and nothing makes sense anymore. And if you think I'm nitpicking, I'm not. Half the replies are roasting the official Pokemon Twitter for calling them starters because they've been really obnoxious about first partner Pokemon for the last couple of years now. So we even have Matt getting in on it. Don't you mean Paldean first partner Pokemon? We did it. We got them to call them starters again. Please keep it that way. Wait, what? Starters don't exist. What's that? And then they said starters, and it just kind of keeps on going. And this gets into a weird rabbit hole about how people are annoyed by the use of first partner Pokemon. I mean, look at this. March 12th, 2024. 2 million views because Bulbapedia, they're being weirdos as well, which makes it even more strange. Like, this is fresh drama, but it's also drama that's kind of been bubbling around for the last couple of years. Every once in a while it pops up like, oh, they called him first partner Pokemon again. Like, that's... Actually, wait, that's more recent than I thought. Because, like, whenever you have the new game, like, the tweets are like, hey, choose your first partner Pokemon kind of thing. It's got the memes. Game Freak, stop trying to make first partner Pokemon happen. It's not going to happen. So maybe there's more push from the Pokemon Company to make it first partner Pokemon, and maybe that's actually, like, pressuring Bulbapedia as a fan site, or some midwit admins like, we're going to use the correct terminology now. And then this happened after... for April 5th, where they called them Paldean starters. So it's all this drama is fresh in everyone's mind, and then it just kind of gets weirder and weirder. Seriously, I've never met a single person who says this, other than to make fun of how dumb it sounds. You're an unofficial wiki, why switch to using bloated and stupid sounding term over a simple, accurate term that has been used for over 20 years and will continue to be? Also, wait a second, it's been used officially very recently. Remember Hisuian final starter evolutions? And this also goes into a personal thing for me because I really feel like the Pokemon social media team has been a complete failure over the last couple of years, thinking that they're making a funny meme tweet or they're doing like some kind of hitting clever video or something, when like, no, it just feels inorganic and fake and nonsense. But then they're also calling them starters randomly. So we have like some kind of disconnect between some other weirdo that's in the Pokemon Company International that got like hired as a higher up that went, oh, we need to start making this more official by calling them first partner Pokemon because I have a degree and this is proper business. And then you just have like random fans on the social media team. They're just like, but I've been calling them starters forever and I can't break that out of my brain. So now we just have like a complete split while everything's falling apart in the Pokemon Company International from mismanagement and mishiring. And at the same time, still no ban for Wolfie VGC despite a career of cheating. And it gets even weirder when you keep seeing the flip-flopping back and forth or the inconsistencies depending on the media, that they don't have it to where there's text saying like, hey, these are your partner Pokemon. It's in the translation or just the overall commentary. Same thing with the announcement for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shine Pearl during that Pokemon Presents, except this one we see first partner Pokemon. So it went from like starters to partner Pokemon to first partner Pokemon. You don't find it directly. Like, you go to starter Pokemon page and it's not like, oh, this is going to be the grass first partner Pokemon that you choose. But then going to the trailer where we get gameplay for the starters, they just say new Pokemon, new professors, new trailer, and it's just a gameplay trailer. But then for the release Nintendo overview trailer, they're called first partner Pokemon. And again, that's kind of like weird where if you click on the starter reveal, it just takes you to the trailer for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It's just new Pokemon to discover, trailer, meet a friend, and the two new professors and new Pokemon. So it's like, you just can't go to a page and find first partner Pokemon unless it's like a press release thing or a tweet or commentary. But then for Pokemon Generation 7, starter Pokemon for Pokemon Sun and Moon revealed. What is happening? And even the Bulbapedia page is in shambles. The content of this article have been suggested to be split into Kanto, Johto, and so on. First partner Pokemon. Okay, let's see if there's like any reason or method to the madness. Like surely, like maybe this is a Japan thing. Pokemon Company of Japan's trying to like streamline it. It seems to make a bigger push after Pokemon Let's Go because we have because like those are more partners with the Let's Go choices, and committing them to calling them something is just going to streamline the brand for the future. And even though people disagree with it, maybe it makes sense like that. Let's see if there's anything to discover here about first partners. So, referred to informally as starter Pokemon, even though they've been formally called even very recently, okay, is the first Pokemon that a trainer owns at the start of their Pokemon journey. What did this page look like before? Starter Pokemon. At the beginning of their quest, trainers are given a starter Pokemon or first partner Pokemon, Japanese, beginning Pokemon, first Pokemon, or Big 3. This Pokemon will be used to battle the first wild Pokemon that the trainer encounters. Now, if we go into more social commentary or political shenanigans, there's a lot of talk going on about these shadow actors that are manipulating narratives and language and trying to like subtly rewrite history or change perceptions. Like we can just see it happening here in Pokemon Live. It's really freaky actually, because until a push is made to change or censor something, it makes sense. It has logic and reasoning behind it, and it seems like a rational thing. And then it just starts getting like weird and nonsense where it's like, oh, because it's called a first partner Pokemon, it has to be like the first Pokemon a trainer owns at the start of their Pokemon journey. So instead of having the author's just natural interpretation of what a starter Pokemon is, kind of have to like force the language to make it work. This is the Pokemon you begin with. But because it has to be a first partner Pokemon, again, now it's like, oh, it's the first Pokemon you get. It's a grass, fire, water type, except in Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee, but can otherwise be any Pokemon outside of this context. So now we're talking like, oh, ROM hacks and stuff, or just any first Pokemon you receive is now just your first partner Pokemon, even though we're trying to make it more official, but then that gets unofficial, and then has like its own weirdness going on behind it. What's happening? And then they just kind of like also changed the original thing we had in the games. The player's first partner will be used to battle the first wild Pokemon. They didn't even say starter. It's like this Pokemon will be used to battle the first wild Pokemon. So again, just like, why are they shoving it so hard? I don't get it. Then we get into terminology, and there's an article about terminology of first partner Pokemon. This is the terminology of first partner Pokemon, explaining how terms such as first partner and starter Pokemon are used in the media. This does not meet the quality standards. Several first partner quotes are buried in references. Starter ones are quoted highlight, giving some additional weight to starter, even though first partner is... Bro, that's some weirdo shit right there. Where they're trying to like bury starter Pokemon so much and suppress arguments pro starter because you can't give weight to starter being used. And this is like the dumbest stuff ever, where it's like, well, as you can see, first partner was used in reference more than starter Pokemon, therefore it gets the article. And it keeps on going back and forth. Starter Pokemon is mentioned officially in the article about Pokemon Unite. Stickers of Paldea's starter Pokemon. Bro, done! GG. Official website, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Hidden comment reads, looping video showcasing in-game footage for starter Pokemon of Quaxley and Fuecoco. So the web page data refers to them as starter Pokemon, and we even have starter being used in the TCG and other media. We have the social media associate at the Pokemon Company International stating official social media accounts have been given authorization to use starter Pokemon, provided it was not capitalized or abbreviated as starters. Hold up! Hold up! Other terminology. In the official player guide, the guidebook says, choose a starting Pokemon. Starting Pokemon is same as starter. Don't even try to bury it. How is extra weight being given here? Earliest known uses was Pokemon Power and Nintendo Power. Official Pokemon website for Pokemon Emerald, which starter Pokemon will you choose? And then this is the article showing starter Pokemon. So yeah, we have some highlights from that, but then Krista Yang, a former public relations manager at Nintendo of America, has claimed the phrase partner Pokemon is preferred in official communication because starter Pokemon imply that the player will be rid of them later in the game. I mean, like, you can do whatever you want. And also, like, that's why they have to be first partner Pokemon, because all of your Pokemon are partners. but you will switch out your team. It's so broken and stupid. It's dumber than I thought. And that means we're held to like this partner Pokemon weirdness because of a former public relations manager. Like, again, or you just get like these weird hires that come in for Nintendo of America. So this isn't even like a Japanese thing where it's like, oh yeah, this is guidance from Nintendo Japan, Game Freak, the Pokemon company of Japan, that this is how it should be done. No, it's just like some weirdos for Pokemon Company International and Nintendo of America that feel like this is better because it's not as mean to your starters. In contrast to the English terminology, Japanese does not have a single term that is consistently used. What do you mean? What do you mean in contrast to the English? English doesn't have a single term that is consistently used because it switches between first partner and starter even now, even today, in 2024. The most common Japanese term is partner, but occasionally this partner may also be used. These terms, as well as Pokemon, are paired with first, but other terms, such as chosen first, and that was chosen first, and then the big three, are used to refer to the trios. It's also weird that the new article completely drops that they're also referred to as beginning Pokemon in Japan. To kind of go along with, oh, we can't give too much weight to starter, it's first partner, not even partner Pokemon. And then the rest of this is so obnoxious wherever they get the opportunity. First partner trio, first partner Pokemon, Sinnoh first partner Pokemon, everything has been rewritten into partner Pokemon. So yeah, that weird feeling you've had for about the last 7 years where just like, why is the Pokemon company feeling off and strange? That's because they're destroying themselves from the inside, and I guess ego trips or some kind of emotional arguments instead of just like actually caring about Pokemon. And that goes back to my complaints about how cringe the social media management is from the Pokemon company, because they're like taking the community memes and being like, see, we get it, we understand, we're in with it, but it's just so off and inorganic feeling. Wait, I just figured out what to call it. Zoomer trash. Just the complete stupidification of everything. Like, maybe a couple of these sometimes. I remember the posts, like, every once in a while, like, 2015, it's like, they acknowledge the thing. But when that becomes, like, the personality of the Pokemon social media account, it's just awkward, and then doesn't do anything like, oh, the mega thing, we all know the mega thing. And that's, like, goes back to the Hisuian final starter trailer, where it's like, wait, you're trying to hype this nonsense up for crap-looking Pokemon about the worst Pokemon game ever made? It's just a complete hype failure and so boring. And I mean, it's not just the Pokemon Company International, because you can see the Zoomers coming in, kicking out Junichi Masuda, and then making the new Pokemon games weird as well. So like, we've lost the heart for and let the freaks come in, and it's one of those things where a lot of people have been onto it for Pokemon, but now we're getting, like, more signs of how broken it is on the inside and some other stuff going on, so, yeah. And yeah, I know about the job listing, but there's not much else to say about it that already hasn't been said or isn't self-evident. It's still just like, dang. It's broken, it's politic down, and the only people that are down with it are just like the social media brain rot kids that are also contributing to the destruction of everything you love in society and the rewriting and restructuring of reality. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.